seasons. We have discussed about the monsoons. So, it's not only the monsoons that influence the climate. Generally, with the onset of the monsoons, with the offset of the monsoons, we have variations happening in the day-to-day temperatures, and this is resulting for a pattern of 3 months, and the changes are happening. So, we have seasons in India. We have 4 major seasons. One is the cold weather season, next the hot weather season, then we also have the rainy season, and we also have the seasonal post rainy season. So, these 4 seasons are prevalent in our country. Let us first learn about the first major season, that is the cold weather season. The cold weather season starts in India, in the northern India, in mid of November and be present till February ending. So, here during this period, when we look at the temperatures vary from the coastal areas to the inner lands. In the coastal areas, the temperatures are up to normal from 30, they fall down to 24 to 25 degrees. While moving on to the northern plains, they move on to less than 10 degrees, 15 degrees to 10 degrees, or sometimes below than that, basing on the severity of the winter season. And now the nights and days are also different. The days are warm, the nights are cold. The duration of the daytime starts to reduce while the nights are longer during the winter season, and the winds which are flowing from the land to the sea, or here you find winds coming from the sea towards the land. Generally, in the winter season, the water bodies have more pressure when compared to the lands. These are the dry lands, and these do not have much pressure. They are the low pressure lands. So, the sea or the water bodies have high pressure. So, wind is nothing but movement of the air from high pressure areas to low pressure areas that starts to move from the seas towards the land. This sometimes causes rainfalls in the Tamil Nadu region, the Tamil Nadu coast or the Coromandel coast, which results in the October to November, and these winds do not bring much rains towards the other parts of the country. And we also have some showers of rainfall because of the winds or the streams which are happening from the northern side, and the jet streams which are coming from the Arabian coast towards the inner parts of the land, and that causes a small amount of rainfall, that is the Mahavat rainfall, which is a very important source for the Rabi crop. These are the main features for the cold weather season, that is the first season of India. Now we shall look at the second important season, where we have seen discussing about the rainfalls. Now we shall discuss about the hot weather season or the summer season in India. The hot weather season comes because of the northward movements of the sun. Globally, the heat belts shift. Because of the shift in the global heat belts, that start to show its influence on the Indian land. Especially from the month of March to May, all the lands of India experience very hot climatic conditions. That is, let us look at the temperatures to understand it clearly. It is from 38 degrees in the month of March, it goes up to 42 degrees in the month of April, while 45 degrees in the month of May. So, this shows for us how high the temperatures go on increasing. There are certain special places where the temperatures are registered up to 50 degrees, and the temperatures rise result in the fall of the pressure, and then automatically this results to the formation of the winds known as Lu winds in the northern and the northwestern plains. Those are the hot, dusty, strong, dry winds which flow all along the day, and they continue even till the evenings. So, this makes little bit relief from the hot temperatures, but really very difficult to sustain there. And sometimes in the Bengal region, these winds also cause some small showers of rains during that period, because they bring some of the moisture winds also into the land. That is why they are known as Kal Baisakhi. And by the end of the summer, that is by June, we get to the small showers of rains that are helping in the states of Kerala and Karnataka, the ripening of the mangoes earlier. That's why they are also known as mango showers. So, the summer starts in the month of March and ends till the end of June or the starting of the June, May completely we have summer, because the northward shift globally of the sun results in the formation of the rise of the temperatures and fall of the pressures. This pressure will always be very less, so we could not get much winds towards the land, and this results in the low winds, which are hot, dry, strong and dusty winds in the northern and the northwestern region. When we move towards the western side or towards the Bengal region side, the West Bengal region side, we get the Kal Baisakhi, because sometimes they also bring rains for us, and the mango showers. These are occurring in Kerala and in Karnataka, which happens or helps the mangoes to ripen further. So they are known as mango showers. This is about the hot weather seasons. Now let us look at the rainy season. The rainy season occurs from the month of June, where the land has been completely dry because of the high temperatures. Land turned into a low pressure land. So now it attracts the southern trade winds towards itself. So here from the southern ocean, the wind starts to cross the equator and turn towards the eastern side, resulting in the southwestern winds, monsoons, which are coming into the Indian mainland with a velocity of 30 kilometers per hour with the speed, and they start to reach the Indian mainland and start to bring the showers on the two floods, like in the Arabian edge, and also the other one is the Bay of Bengal. From the Arabian side it reaches to the Konkan coast and then to the Ran of Kutch, while in the eastern side it goes to Assam, turns reverse western side and comes into the Indo-Gangetic plain, and then spreads over the entire country while it reaches to the Himalayas, and then it starts slowly to retreat its monsoons. So in this process, the Western Ghats receive very heavy amount of rainfall, and they, as they move on advancing towards the Mausinram in the Kashi hills, receive the world's highest rainfall place, while in the Ganga plain the rainfall from the east to west starts reducing, while it reaches to the western Rajasthan region and the Gujarat region, where it's very scanty and the rainfall is very less. And this monsoon is a sudden and it has different breaks. These breaks are mostly rainless breaks or intervals, and as it moves towards the Himalayan region, as the pressure changes, the Himalayas, where it rains very heavily when compared to the plain lands, and these Himalayan rivers are filled with the rainy water, resulting in the devastating floods of the Himalayan rivers. So that's how it has various impacts on the life of the Indian farmers. Especially the monsoons are unpredictable. They are very irregular in their timings. Sometimes they come late, sometimes they retreat late. So they directly affect the Indian farmers on a very large scale. That is the reason why it is rightly known as the Indian agriculture is a gamble of the monsoon. Basing on the monsoon only, millions of the farmers do their agriculture. But still, Indian monsoons are still unstable to predict, and they come and they move, but it is very difficult to say the day when they come and the day when they start to retreat back. But the influence of monsoons is being felt all over the nation on a very wide scale, because in Meghalaya we receive heavy rainfalls, in the Himalayan belt we receive heavy rainfalls, the western side of India we receive very less rainfall, near the Western Ghats and the other Deccan Plateau region also receives huge showers of rainfall. Yes, it is associated with the breaks, but still it spreads over 2 to 3 months and then it starts to retreat back. This is about the rainy season of India.
If you like this video, please give a thumbs up. Please subscribe to our channel to get more videos on CBSE syllabus.